So we've looked at the dormant stem for the tree of heaven, Ailanthus. Now let's look at a living, growing stem from the same tree. So here I am at my local Muchas Gracias. I'm not just here for their good bean and cheese burrito. There it is, and isn't it beautiful? So that is the tree of heaven we're going to be looking at. I was going to bring this branch home, but it was a little awkward to get on my bike, so I just cut it off and put it on the ground. We'll talk about the parts right now. So all that green part of the stem, that is all new growth. There, my fingertip is the growing apex of the stem, so the apical meristem will be in there. So the apical meristem is a region of cell division, so plants grow from their tips, so they're growing from the tip there of the plant. Each of these are the stems of the leaves, but those are called petioles. So those are leaf petioles. And you can see there are some really tiny leaves in there covering the apical meristem. So this is one leaf. These are one leaf made up of multiple leaflets. So let me pull one of these leaves off here. One of the ways leaves are defined is that they have an axillary bud. Notice the axillary bud there at my index finger. So that has the potential of growing a new leaf, a new branch, or a reproductive structure. Ailanthus is deciduous, and this leaf would normally fall off in the fall in a region called the abscission zone. But I'm going to go ahead and pull it off now. It doesn't want to come off, so there'll be a bit of a wound. That hasn't formed yet, so it takes a little effort to pull one off. Did a little damage to the stem there. But when they fall off in the fall, they're going to leave those leaf scars. And we'll talk about that process later on when we talk about leaf abscission. But there on the ground now is one leaf made up of several leaflets. We'll talk more about compound leaves later on. Notice that even though this is still green, this part of the stem, there are plenty of lenticels. Those are those regions for that allow for gas exchange. Right there, the brown part of the stem, that is last year's growth. So you can see where the, sorry, it's kind of moving around a little bit. You can see where the terminal bud scale scars are. And so that was the spring. That was the terminal bud, and all that green new stem growth is this year's growth. Notice I damaged the epidermis from the stem, and normally as the stem ages, that sloughs off and gets replaced by bark. And we'll talk more about secondary growth and bark formation later on. Notice the big vascular bundle scars left over from the leaf scar there. And there's the axillary bud from the leaf that fell off. Notice that that axillary bud grew a new stem. So down here we have our next set of terminal bud scale scars. And so everything below that would be a year older. Notice the terminal bud on the main branch. It's been damaged, and one of the axillary buds below it has taken over as the main source of growth for the stem.